Ready or not, here we go.
All right, please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record. On mute.
Xavier Ledbetter, 725591.
All right, Mr. Ledbetter, my name is Brendan Kelsey. I'll be your chair. Along with me is Ms. Bonnie Jackson and Ms. Pearl Wise. Explain the process to you. We'll have a parole interview, ask you some questions. You can respond. At the end, you can make a statement. We'll take a vote. You understand the process?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have Ms. Desiree Kohler, who will be speaking at the appropriate time. Savannah Mansour will be speaking at the appropriate time. We have Jesse Semino here. That won't be speaking. And we have your attorney, Mr. Scott Nettles, he's here. Will speak at the end of the hearing. Xavier Ledbetter, DOC number 725591, your second class offender. Parole eligibility date 9/26/2021. Good time date 7/17/2027. Full term date 8/2/2027. 10-year sentence. Legal possession of stolen things over 1,500. Indecent behavior with a juvenile. Carnal knowledge of juvenile. It's like you were revoked on 12/21/2017. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, would you answer Ms. Pearl Wise, please?
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. It looks like you were scheduled for a hearing in July of this year, and it was continued, right, upon your
Yes, ma'am.
request. Tell us why you wanted to continue. You remember?
Well, at the time, I was still enrolled inside of another program managing my life, and my lawyer had advised me that it'd probably be best if I waited to continue the class, and so also he could prepare my paperwork better for the interview process.
Good. That's good. That's good to hear. And I'm glad you had that opportunity. Tell us off the top, why are you?
Ma'am?
Tell me why you in jail.
Well, I was initially arrested for possession of stolen goods. I stole a friend of mine's vehicle. I was later apprehended later that week by law enforcement in another parish. Later on, I was released continuously on bond. I had involved myself in a relationship with Miss Jordan, negligent of her age, but beside the point. It later came out that she was underage, and I was asked to turn myself in. I did turn myself in, give a full confession. And there was also another woman, Miss Braley. There was, when they got my phone and I gave it to her, they found out that she was underage, and me and her had engaged in illicit conversations.
But then you got probation for that, right?
Yes, ma'am. I was then released.
Why are you in jail?
Right. So I got probation for that. I was then released. Later on, I can't tell you exactly how much later. And then I was at the apartment complex where me and Miss Jordan met. Me and her had met, they do condolences and what, her mother caught her sneaking back in. And, it came out that me and her had engaged in activities together.
I just wanted to see how much awareness did you have of why you were in jail? Because you were given probation for this offense.
Yes,
And the
ma'am.
record indicates that you got probation, so 9/18/17. And in October, you reconnected with the victim, right? Then
Yes,
you got revoked in December of 17. So
Yes,
if you're successful today, what's gonna be different?
Well, I mean, I can't really give an excuse for my behavior. But I can say that it was due to emotional trauma, alcohol and, drug usage. I've come to a point now in life where, I am engaged to another woman as it is right now. She is of age. My primary focus right now is making myself a better person and also being, emotionally available for me and my family. I have no desire, to go see her, and, I wish her the best of luck, but, that as far as those kind of days, I've kind of put that behind me.
Okay, that's good to hear. It's very good to hear because how many victims did you have?
One with the car theft, one indecent behavior, and the carnal knowledge, so 3 victims.
Okay, that's what I've done. Now, you were enrolled in the sex offender treatment program, and then you got removed July 22nd of 1999. I think of 2019, I'm sorry. What happened? Why you got removed from that?
I was placed on disciplinary segregation pending investigation.
Oh, okay. So have you had the opportunity to get back in sex offender treatment program?
Yes, ma'am. We just recently opened the class back up about 3 months ago after the COVID protocol ended. So I've been enrolled for the last 3 months.
Oh, good. So what phase are you in now?
I've completed phase 1. I'm currently in phase 2.
Okay, you're currently in phase 2. That's good to hear. Is that happening? Are you learning anything fast?
Yes, ma'am. I actually, that's probably one of my, I like a lot of the classes they teach here, but I feel like that's probably one of the most beneficial classes that the prison does offer. And I believe that's not just for sex offenders. I believe that should be a class that all offenders should be taking as it is.
Okay, good. But tell me 1 or 2 things you've learned in that class so far, off the top of your head.
Well, off the top of my head, that there are 27 risk factors. I feel like, and this goes again for all crimes, this isn't just pertaining to sex offenses, but 2 of the biggest risk factors they have is justification and denial. Justification is finding a way to enable your actions. Denial is not coming to terms or grips with the actions that you've committed. So again, those aren't specifically guided towards sex offenses. Those are guided towards everyday life. Then it goes into risk analysis, understanding that you have a negative peer or emotional group, understanding if you have a positive, emotional group that brings you closer to reoffending or brings you further away from reoffending.
Good. So tell us about the cell phone you had March 11th of 2021.
There's no explanation for it. Another offender, I had asked him if I could use his phone to call home for a second. He let me use the phone, and then a deputy walked down on me and obtained the phone.
So you all righty. Thanks for owning that. That's just, it is what it is. Are you being followed by mental health now?
Ma'am?
Are you being followed by mental health at the facility?
Are you being followed? Followed.
I mean, you have a regular time with them. Are you on any medications for mental health?
I'm currently taking a Prozac. So yes, ma'am.
And that seems to be working well?
Yeah, I think it's made a big improvement. Yes, ma'am.
Are you in general population?
Yes, ma'am. I'm actually a level 3 trustee.
Great. Because they are, the case record indicated some pretty concerning diagnosis. So I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. I think your next appointment with the mental health, I think is December the 19th of 22. So doing well, then you're not, in a hurry to speak to them again or anything like that. I know you know to speak up if that comes to be. And I do want to state for the record that your victims are opposed to your early release. Nothing you can do about it, but I just want to make sure that you're aware of that. And for me, now having completed the sex offender treatment program, and it was on supervision for a very short time, that's just concerning for me. Warden, what can you tell us?
Yes, ma'am. Xavier's he's been doing well. He's completed a lot of programs. He's been doing a good job. He speaks real well. I think he's on the right track. I would like to see him complete that sex offender program as well. But other than that, I think he's really on the right track.
All right, thank you, Warden. That's all I had.
I have one question.
Go ahead.
All right, good morning, Mr. Ledbetter. How are you? I'm Bonnie Jackson. I'm looking at your disciplinary record. You've talked to Mrs. Wise about the cell phone, but you also had something having to do with drugs. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
I believe this was in 2020. Another offender and I were found with synthetic mojo by the campaign.
Wasn't 2020. You had a write-up on March 12th of 21, and then you had another write-up, March 11th and October 24th of 21. And it looks like it had to do with substance use, but that was in 21, not in 20. So tell us what happened with that particular incident.
Ms. Jackson, the write-up from October of 21 was dismissed. It didn't reflect that in the record, but it was dismissed.
All right. Okay. Was that for the phone or for the substance?
That was for the dirty, the urine, in, October of 21.
So he tested positive for a substance?
Yeah, it was later dismissed
That may be.
after medical review, it was later dismissed.
Okay, so they didn't think it was an illegal substance?
They ruled it as a false positive.
Okay, all right, thank you. I appreciate that information. That's
Right.
fine.
Okay, great. We'll hear from Ms. Kohler now. Ms. Desiree Kohler. Okay,
As Xavier's mother, I realize it is expected that I will not be the most objective about my son's character. I can assure you that could not be further from the truth. I am painfully familiar with my son's reckless behavior, but I also know that he is capable of good, and I am determined to nurture that side of him. I have seen changes in my son that I am proud of. His attitude these past few years has improved, and he has expressed to me on many occasions that he wants to be the man I always knew he could be. I know this road for him is not easy, but I see him putting in the hard work necessary to get there. Me, his sister, his brother, grandparents, and so many others are here to support Xavier's road toward being the good man he wants to be. My son was always a good boy, kind, selfless, always willing to help others. Thank you.
thank you so much. Okay, we'll hear from Savannah now.
My brother Xavier is my world. As an older sister, there have been times that I played the parent role for Xavier and our younger brother. So when he started making bad decisions, it hurt me and everyone else that loves him. I did not understand how the person I love so much could not.
Home of the Miami Heat could soon be getting a new name.
Because of the recent collapse of cryptocurrency exchange, FTX.
I did not understand how the person I love so much could not want to stay out of trouble and to just be better. My family tried reaching out to him, pleaded that he stopped being so reckless, but he did not listen. At first, I was angry with my brother when he got arrested. Then reality sunk in that he might get the help he needs, and being in prison might be the safest place for him. When Xavier was first transferred to Elaine Hunt's correctional facility, he got worse before he got better. That has since changed. Xavier has learned to take accountability for his actions. He is not this hateful, angry person he once was. He has been going to AA meetings and plans to continue to go to them once he is out. Our mother plans on assisting him to stay on track with his sobriety. She has been in recovery for 12 years now. Xavier is eager to get a job and is eager to work. He is determined not to live off of our mother or any other family member. He is determined to get his own independence, and this is all he talks about. Xavier is becoming the man he once was, the man he used to be as we were growing up. I couldn't be more proud of him. I know support system is important in his release, and we are all more than willing to help Xavier on his path. He deserves it as he has put in the work for improvement. I look forward to Xavier being the man that I know he is more than capable of. He has shown me that he is eager to be a better person, a better son, and a better brother, and I couldn't be more proud of him.
All right, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you for your comment. All right, Xavier, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, sir. Just like, my family just voiced, I did get worse before I did get better. And I understand that I have, some hangups, especially with the sex offender rehabilitation. And again, I'm more than willing, and I understand, the ramifications for it. I'll be willing to take the class further on the streets if I was released. I feel like the person I am today is the better version of myself, but there's always room for improvement.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Nettles, would you like to wrap it up for us? Yes. Go ahead. Thank you. They got the pole in the way. I know. The pole's in the way. That's okay. We got you.
So Xavier was 17, 18 years old, he was high school age, very immature. We presented a letter from the city, kind of highlighting some difficulties they had in their upbringing. I don't think he had the ability to make very good decisions at that point. He is definitely grown and mature since he's taken full responsibility for everything he's done. He's enrolled in all classes and programs and been made accountable. It's unfortunate that COVID caused a delay in his ability to finish the second phase of sex offender program, but he's in it making progress. And no reason to believe he won't continue. He has support from his family. He'll be living with his mother. He has a job lined up. I think he should be able to hit the ground running and not create the biggest thing is just that he was so young and mature when this happened, and he's had a chance to grow up. He didn't express how it was. Right?
I think that's
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you so much. All right, is a panel prepared to vote?
Yes, I am.
Ms. Wise.
Xavier, I am glad to hear how well you are doing as a person. I am glad to hear that. You didn't mention the victims and your impact on them. That's concerning for me. I know you got to take care of you, and I'm glad you took that spot. But I would like to see you take victim awareness. I would like for you to take some substance abuse program and finish the sex offender treatment. Now, for me, this is something I don't usually do, but I encourage you to write back, reapply as soon as you're eligible for a rehearing. In view of, you have law enforcement opposition and you have victims opposition, but I just want to commend you on the good work that you're doing. Best wishes to you. My vote is to deny today.
Ms. Jackson.
Ledbetter, you're a very intelligent young man. You really are. And I think that you are on the right track. Sometimes you have to get better, get worse before you can get better. And I know that you say you'll follow through with sex offender treatment, but I would prefer to know that you're going to get it because there's so many things that can come up. Might pull you away from that. It could be transportation issues. It could be all kinds of issues that might pull you away from finishing the program. So I really want you to go ahead and complete it when you have the best opportunity to do so, which is right now. And I'd like to see you facilitate it because I think you are able to facilitate that for other inmates and maybe help them see things that someone other than an offender might not be able to see. But I think you're on the right track. I think you are going to make it. And so my vote today would be to deny, but encourage you to reapply after you have completed your sex offender treatment. And I'm confident that you will get a favorable result at that time. But my vote is to deny today. Encourage you to keep working and keep doing the things you're doing right now.
All right, you have 2 votes to deny, and I'm gonna be consistent as well. You know, I'm gonna vote to deny your parole after you complete the sex offender treatment. That's just really something that you need to complete. You do have law enforcement opposition and victim opposition. I'd like, obviously see you go without any more write-ups. And if you complete your sex offender treatment and I'm on this panel next time, there'll be maybe a different outcome for me because you are doing well. But today my vote is to deny. 3 votes to deny. Your parole's been denied. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yep.
Well, yeah, we don't really get into the details. We don't know exactly what he did. It breaks my heart to see the family. I just don't understand, like, what's wrong with the system. He is an intelligent man, and he goes through the process of applying for parole, but doesn't have the information that he would need to complete the class. And it seems to be a pattern with these things, right? Like we see this in a lot of videos. So I just wonder if it's like the system. I mean, obviously the system's broken. I mean, everything's broken, but it's like you would just think like, what are you doing all day? Wouldn't you go and take the class? Wouldn't you know that you have to take the class? You have an attorney. Didn't the attorney tell you you have to take the class? It just seems like something's missing. Anyways, again, thank you all for the support. It really is cool to see it all. Like I totally didn't expect this. I made the start of this channel. I was just recording this stuff for myself. And then I like to listen to things while I'm out in my day and at work. So I would upload it to this YouTube channel I created, not expecting anyone to realize. And then a few early adopters, you know who you are, gave me advice that I gladly took, and the channel started to explode. So again, thank you all, and for the support.